I'm standing in the bridal suite checking my phone for the 14th time, and the 3 empty seats in the front row are waiting for me like accusations. My wedding starts in 11 minutes. 90 guests are seated. The string quartet is playing. My bridesmaids are ready. Ethan is waiting at the altar. And my parents aren't here. My brother Henry isn't here. I scroll through my messages one more time. Nothing. No running late, no stuck in traffic, just silence. 3 days ago, my mother's voice on the phone. "We'll try, sweetie. Henry's firm has an important event that weekend. You understand?" My father in the background. "Tell her we're busy." Not, "We'll be there," not, "We wouldn't miss it," just, "We'll try." I knew then. I think I've always known. But some part of me, the part that's been chasing their approval for 29 years, thought maybe this time would be different. Maybe my wedding would be important enough. Maybe I would be important enough. I was wrong. Sarah, my maid of honor, touches my arm. "Isabella, it's time." "They're not coming." "I know, honey. Everyone's going to see. Everyone's going to know my own family didn't show up." "Let them see. The people who matter are here. Ethan's here. We're here. The people who actually love you showed up." I look at myself in the mirror. The dress is perfect. Hair and makeup flawless. I look like a bride who has everything. Except a family. I pick up my bouquet, walk to the door, and make a decision. I'm walking down that aisle. I'm marrying the man who chose me, and I'm doing it surrounded by people who actually want to be here. The wedding march starts, the doors open, and I walk alone down the aisle while 90 people watch with pity in their eyes. But I don't look at the empty seats. I look at Ethan, at his mother dabbing tears with a tissue, at his cousin smiling, at Sarah and my college friends, and my mentor Naomi, and my business partner Jen.
At the people who showed up. My name is Isabella Bennett. About to be Isabella Hartwell. I'm 29 years old. I built a digital media company from nothing, and I'm getting married without a single member of my birth family present. This is the day everything changes. Let me tell you how I got here and how I made them regret every empty seat. I was 8 years old the first time I understood I was invisible. Henry had just won some debate competition. 4th place. Not even a trophy. A certificate. But my parents treated it like he'd won the Nobel Prize. They hung the certificate on the living room wall, between the family photos and above the fireplace, where everyone could see it. That same week, I'd won 1st place in the district art competition. A real trophy, gold paint and everything. My teacher, Miss Rivera, had hugged me and said I had remarkable talent. My mother put my trophy in the kitchen drawer, behind the dish towels. When I asked why Henry's certificate was on the wall and my trophy was in a drawer, my father said, "Henry needs more support. He's going places. You're already so independent." Independent. That was the word they always used. Like it was a compliment. Like my independence was a gift I'd been born with, instead of something I developed because nobody was paying attention. The pattern continued for 21 years. Henry made honor roll, family dinner at the expensive steakhouse. I graduated summa cum laude. "That's nice, dear. Can you pass the salt?" Henry got into law school. Mom cried happy tears and Dad opened champagne. I got a full scholarship to art school. "Why are you wasting time on art? Get a real degree." Henry got engaged. Engagement party for 80 people. Open bar, catered food. I got engaged to Ethan. Oh, well, we'll see if we can make the wedding. I stopped expecting them to show up around age 15, but I never stopped hoping they would. That's the trap of being the ignored child. You know better, but you keep trying anyway. When I started my business 5 years ago, Bennett Digital Media, I called my father. Thought maybe this would be the thing that impressed him. A real business, making real money. That sounds risky, he said. Henry just made partner at his firm. Very stable, very impressive. I have 3 clients already and good for you. Listen, I have to go. Henry's coming over to discuss his bonus structure. I hung up and cried in my car for 20 minutes. Then I went back to work. Because that's what independent people do. We work, we build, we succeed, and we do it alone because nobody's coming to help. 3 years later, my company landed its first major client, 6-figure contract. I was so excited, I called my mother. Mom, I just signed the biggest deal of my career. I'm hiring 3 people. This is huge. That's wonderful, honey. Distracted, not listening. Listen, can I call you back? Henry and Hannah just announced they're having twins. We're planning the baby shower. She never called back. I stopped calling them about my successes. What was the point? They weren't interested in Isabella, the business owner. They weren't interested in Isabella, the artist. They weren't interested in Isabella at all. Which brings me to the wedding. 6 months of planning. I sent the invitation 8 months in advance, called them personally to make sure they got it, even offered to pay for their hotel. We'll see, my mother said. Henry's firm has several events in September. We might be busy. Mom, it's my wedding. I know, sweetie. We'll try our best. 3 days before, Henry's firm has something important that weekend. You understand, don't you? I understood perfectly. I'd always understood. I just kept hoping I was wrong. The ceremony is beautiful, despite everything. Ethan's vows make me cry. Real tears. Happy tears. He says, I choose you. I choose to see you. I choose to celebrate you. I choose a future based on actually showing up. Those last words hit different when there are 3 empty seats in the front row. When it's my turn, my voice is stronger than I expected. I choose you. I choose us. I choose a future based on seeing each other clearly and completely. Not like my family, who never saw me at all. The kiss, the cheers, walking back down the aisle as Isabella Hartwell. And this time, when I look at where my family should be sitting, I don't feel sad. I feel angry. At the reception, Ethan's mother, Linda, who insisted I call her mom from day one, hugs me so tight I barely breathe. Welcome to the family, dear. Really, truly welcome. You're one of us now. And I realize I already have a mother. She just wasn't the one who gave birth to me. The dance floor fills with Ethan's cousins, aunts, uncles. His family is huge and loud and present. They fold me into their circle like I've always belonged there. Sarah gives a toast that makes everyone laugh and cry. To Isabella, who taught me that family isn't who you're born to, it's who shows up for you. And to Ethan, who showed up, literally, at his own wedding, which shouldn't be revolutionary, but apparently is. Everyone laughs, but I see the looks, the pity. Everyone knows my family isn't here. Everyone knows what that means. During dinner, I check my phone one last time. Still nothing. Not a text, not a call, not even a sorry we couldn't make it. Just silence. Ethan sees me looking, covers my hand with his.
They missed something beautiful today. I know. Their loss, not yours. I want to believe him. I set my phone down, screen side down on the table. I say, their choice, not my burden. I almost believe it. Around 11 p.m., after the cake and the dancing and the sparkler send-off, I'm in the honeymoon suite taking off my dress when the truth finally hits me. I've been chasing approval from people who never intended to give it. I've been trying to earn love that should have been freely given. I've been making myself smaller, quieter, less demanding, anything to not be a burden to people who saw me as one anyway. And they still didn't show up.
But Sarah showed up, Jen showed up, Naomi showed up, Linda showed up. Ethan's entire extended family showed up. The people who chose me were here. The people who gave birth to me were not. That distinction matters. I fall asleep in Ethan's arms, and for the first time in 29 years, I stop hoping my parents will change. I stop believing that if I just achieve enough, earn enough, become enough, they'll finally see me. They won't. They never will. And that's not my failure. It's theirs. 2 years later, Tuesday morning, November 14th, I'm sitting in my office staring at my computer screen, and the words won't fully register. Acquisition of Crescent Motion Studio finalized at $21 million. $21 million! For the company I started 5 years ago in my apartment. The company nobody believed in. The company my father called risky, and my mother dismissed with, "That's nice, dear." $21 million! My office door bursts open. Jen, Sarah, and half my team flood in with champagne and noisemakers. "You did it, Isabella! Holy shit, Isabella, you did it!" We pop champagne at 10 a.m. We dance in the conference room. We call our biggest clients and tell them nothing's changing except we have more resources now. Jen gives a toast. To the woman who built something from nothing while certain people weren't looking. To the women who proved that talent and drive matter more than family connections. To Isabella fucking Bennett Hartwell, who just sold her company for $21 million. Everyone cheers. I cry happy tears. This is validation. This is proof. This is everything I worked for. And then I make a mistake. I check my phone. No missed calls. No texts. No congratulations. But I see that Henry posted on Instagram 2 hours ago. A photo of him and his twin daughters in matching uniforms. Caption, "First day at Westridge Academy. So proud of these brilliant girls. Hashtag bless dad. Hashtag private school."
Westridge Academy. $30,000 per year, per child. $60,000 total. I scroll through his feed. Photos of my parents at the twins' birthday party. Vacation photo from Maui, his new SUV. Everything expensive. Everything funded by... I open my parents' Facebook. Public profiles. I never checked them, but suddenly I need to see. Hundreds of photos. Henry's graduation. Henry's wedding. Henry's twins being born. Henry. Every milestone documented. Every achievement celebrated. I scroll looking for me and find exactly 3 posts. My college graduation. Isabella graduated today. Proud. My wedding. A generic happy wedding day posted a week after. My birthday last year. Happy birthday, Isabella, with the generic cake emoji. 3 posts in 10 years. While Henry has hundreds. They're funding his lifestyle. The private school, the Hawaii vacations, the nice car. All of it coming from their retirement savings. All of it going to the child who needed more support. And I just sold my company for $21 million. Built entirely without their help. And it doesn't even warrant a phone call. I close the apps,
Look at Jen, who's watching me with concern. They don't know, do they? She asks quietly. About the acquisition? No. Are you going to tell them? I think about it. About calling my mother and saying, I sold my company for $21 million. About finally having the achievement big enough to make them pay attention. Then I remember they didn't come to my wedding. No, I say, I'm not telling them anything. But I do something else instead. Something that turns out to be the catalyst for everything that follows. I buy a car. Not just any car. A Porsche Taycan. Electric. Sleek. Ice blue. $135,000. It's extravagant. It's unnecessary. It's exactly what I want. Ethan asks if I'm sure. That's a statement car. Good. I want to make a statement. What statement? That I don't need their approval, that I never needed their money, that I built something they couldn't ignore, even when they tried.
I take delivery on Friday. Post one photo to Instagram, just the car in my driveway with the caption, "Dreams realized." I don't tag my parents. I don't mention the sale, just the car. And I wait. 3 days of silence. Then Wednesday afternoon at 2:47 p.m., my phone lights up with a name I haven't seen in 5 years. Mom calling. I stare at it. Let it ring and ring and ring. She leaves a voicemail. I don't listen to it for 2 hours. When I finally do, her voice is carefully controlled. Isabella, honey, it's Mom. We need to have a family meeting. There are some financial issues we need to discuss. Can you come by the house tomorrow evening? Say 6? It's important. Financial issues. Family meeting. After 5 years of nothing, suddenly it's urgent. I call Sarah. They saw the car. What? My parents. They saw the Porsche on Instagram. Now suddenly they want a family meeting about financial issues. Oh my God. They know about the acquisition, about the money. And now I'm family again. What are you going to do? I think about it. I could ignore the call, block their numbers, move on with my life. But there's something I need to know. I need to hear them ask. I need to see their faces when they realize exactly how much they missed, how much they underestimated me. I'm going, I tell Sarah. I need to see this. Want me to come? No, but stay on call. I might need an exit strategy. Thursday evening, 5:30 p.m. I'm in my therapist's office for an emergency session. They want money, I tell Patricia. I know they want money, and I don't know how to handle it. What do you want to happen? I want them to apologize. I want them to acknowledge they weren't there. I want them to see what they missed. And if they don't, then I need to be okay walking away. Really walking away. Not the version where I keep hoping they'll change. Patricia leans forward. Isabella, what would you tell one of your scholarship students if her family only showed up when they needed something from her?
I'd tell her that love shouldn't be transactional, that she deserves better. And you don't? The question sits heavy in the air. I deserve better, I say out loud, testing the words. They feel true. Yes, you do. So whatever happens tonight, remember, boundaries aren't punishments. They're protection. I drive to my childhood home in the Porsche. It takes 40 minutes. The whole way I practice what I'm going to say, how I'm going to hold firm, how I'm not going to let them manipulate me. I pull into the driveway at exactly 6 p.m. The house looks the same as always. Perfectly maintained lawn, 2-story colonial, the house where I grew up feeling invisible. I sit in the car for 3 minutes, breathing, centering. My phone buzzes. Ethan. Remember who you are. Remember what you've built. I love you. Another text. Naomi. Your worth isn't measured by those who couldn't see it. Go get them. I get out of the car, walk to the door, and knock. Because I don't live here anymore. This isn't my home. My mother opens the door. She looks older, tired. Isabella, come in. Not, I've missed you. Not, I'm sorry we haven't talked. Just, come in. The living room looks different, smaller somehow. Or maybe I'm just bigger now. My father is in his chair. Henry is on the couch with his wife Hannah, all of them looking at me with expressions I can't quite read. Nobody hugs me. Nobody asks how I am. Nobody mentions the wedding they missed or the 5 years of silence. My father speaks first. You've done well for yourself. Not, hello. Not, I've missed you. Just a financial assessment. And I know exactly why I'm here. I sit in the chair across from the couch. The same chair I sat in as a child when I was in trouble. When I'd done something wrong and needed to explain myself. Except I haven't done anything wrong. I just have something they want. My father clears his throat. We need to discuss Henry's situation. What situation?
Henry shifts uncomfortably. I've hit some financial difficulties. He's facing foreclosure, my father says bluntly. 3 months behind on his mortgage, the twins' tuition is unpaid, he's drowning. My mother reaches over and squeezes Henry's hand. It's not his fault. The economy. His firm had cuts. These things happen. I look at Henry, at his expensive watch, his designer glasses, the Patagonia vest that costs $300. How far behind are you? I ask. $47,000 on the mortgage, $60,000 for the school year, plus various other debts, about $130,000 total. The number sits there, $130,000, almost exactly the price of my Porsche. My father slides a folder across the coffee table. We've prepared loan paperwork, standard terms, 5% interest, 10-year repayment. I open the folder. The paperwork is already filled out. Henry's name, my name, the amount, $130,000, waiting for my signature. The presumption steals my breath. They didn't ask if I'd help. They assumed, drew up contracts, filled in the numbers, expected me to sign. When did you prepare this? I ask. Last week, my mother says, after we saw your Instagram post, the car. We knew you must have done well with your business. There it is, the confirmation. They saw the car, made assumptions, drew up paperwork, summoned me. You haven't spoken to me in 5 years, I say quietly. You didn't come to my wedding. You didn't call when I started my business. You didn't congratulate me when I landed my first major client. But you saw a car on Instagram and suddenly we're having a family meeting? Isabella, don't be dramatic. Family is family. That's what family does. We help each other. Family, I repeat. Is that what we are? Henry leans forward. Look, I know we haven't been close lately. But we're blood. You've clearly been successful. I'm in trouble. This is what family does. We bail each other out.
Hannah, who's been silent this whole time, pushes a photo album across the table. The girls ask about you. They'd love to get to know their aunt. I open the album. Photos of the twins at their birthday party, the party I wasn't invited to. Other photos of family gatherings I never knew about. You want me to have a relationship with children I've never met? So I'll give money to their father who hasn't spoken to me in 5 years? That's not fair, my mother says. We've been busy. You know how life gets. Where were you at my wedding? Silence. Where were you at my college graduation? More silence. Where were you when I started my company? When I landed my first client? When I won that art award in 8th grade? My father sighs. Isabella, you were always so independent. You never needed us the way Henry did. I needed you to show up. That's all I ever needed, and you didn't. Because your brother had more potential, my father says bluntly. Someone had to nurture that, invest in that. You were always going to be fine on your own. The honesty is startling, devastating, and weirdly liberating. So you chose, I say. You chose to invest in Henry, to show up for Henry, to support Henry, and I was the afterthought. You were never an afterthought, my mother insists. We love you both equally. But you showed up for one of us and ignored the other. That's not equal, Mom. That's abandonment with plausible deniability. I stand up, walk to my purse, pull out my briefcase. They think I'm getting my checkbook. I can see it in their faces. Relief, anticipation. Henry actually smiles. I open the briefcase, pull out a single document, set it on the coffee table. What's this? My father asks. The Rivera Media Arts Scholarship Foundation. $16 million dedicated to supporting young women pursuing careers in digital media and arts. The silence that follows is absolute. 16? Henry's voice cracks. 16 million?
Named after my high school art teacher, Miss Rivera, who came to my gallery showings when my family was too busy, who wrote me recommendation letters when nobody else believed in me, who showed up. My mother's face has gone pale. You gave $16 million to strangers? To girls who need someone to believe in them, girls whose families overlook them, girls who deserve better than what I got. That's what family means to me now. I pick up the loan paperwork, look at it for a long moment, then set it back down unsigned. The foundation money is in a legally protected trust. Board approved the allocation last week. It's untouchable, committed to scholarships for the next 30 years. Henry stands up shaking. You're wasting it on strangers, on nobody girls who deserve better than being called nobody, who deserve someone showing up for them, who deserve what you got and I didn't. I turn to my parents. You poured your retirement into Henry, your time, your energy, your presence, and I built something anyway, without you, despite you. And now that I have resources, you thought I'd just hand them over? Where your family? My mother says, voice rising. Where was that family at my wedding? Where was that family when I needed you? I reach into my purse, pull out my phone, turn the screen toward them. Recording app. Timer, 36 minutes, 14 seconds. I've documented this entire conversation, every manipulative word, every demand, every guilt trip. If you attempt to publicly smear me or claim I abandoned you, I have proof of exactly what happened here. I walk toward the door. Henry's voice rises behind me. You can't just leave. We need that money. I pause at the threshold. Don't turn around. No, Henry, what you needed was for me to matter. At my graduation, at my company launch, at my wedding. But that opportunity has passed. I open the door, step through, close it with a soft click that sounds like freedom. I sit in my car for 5 minutes before my hands stop shaking enough to drive. Then I call Ethan. It's done. How bad was it?
They had loan paperwork prepared, with my name already filled in. They assumed I'd just sign. Jesus. I told them about the foundation, all 16 million. They lost their minds. Good. I drive home. Ethan meets me at the door, holds me while I cry angry tears. They showed exactly who they are, he says. I'm sorry it hurts, but at least now you know. I always knew. I just kept hoping I was wrong. You're not wrong. And you're not alone. You have me. You have Sarah. You have Naomi and Jen and Linda and everyone who actually loves you. I know. Are you okay? I think about it. The answer surprises me. Yeah, I'm better than okay. For the first time, I saw them clearly without hoping for something different. That night, I can't sleep. I keep thinking about the photo album, about Henry's assumption that I'd just hand over money, about my father admitting I was never the priority. At 11:47 p.m., my phone buzzes. Text from my mother. How could you, after everything we've done for you? I don't respond. Block the number. 12 minutes later, another text. My father, your brother is losing his house because of your selfishness. Block. By morning, I have 6 voicemails from my mother. I don't listen to any of them. Just save them and send copies to my attorney. The next week is a masterclass in manipulation. Monday, my mother calls from different numbers. I block each one. She finally gets through from a number I don't recognize. Isabella, please, we can work this out. Henry's daughters are going to be on the street. They're not going to be on the street. They're facing foreclosure after Henry overspent for years. That's a consequence, not a crisis. What kind of person are you? The kind who learned that boundaries matter. Goodbye, Mom. Block. Tuesday, Henry tries a different approach. Shows up at my office. Security calls. Your family is here. They're causing quite a scene in the lobby. I go to the window, watch through the glass as my mother's voice rises. My daughter is abandoning her family in their time of need. Henry is red-faced, arms crossed, looking like a toddler denied a toy. Security escorts them out. Henry's voice carries through the building. This isn't over! I return to my desk. Send an email to all 3 of them. I have documented your harassment. Any further contact will be reported to authorities. All communication must be directed through my attorney, Catherine Morrison. Wednesday. My Aunt Meredith calls. Isabella, honey, I don't know what's going on, but your mother is beside herself. Can't you just help your brother? Did anyone ask you to call me, Aunt Meredith? Pause. Your mother thought maybe you'd listen to family. I see. And did she mention that she didn't attend my wedding, or that she hasn't spoken to me in 5 years, except to ask for money? Well, no, but then you're not getting the full story. I appreciate the call, but this is between me and them. Thursday, Henry contacts a reporter at the Portland Chronicle. Tries to spin a story about family disputes and successful sister refuses to help. The reporter, doing actual journalism, asks why my family didn't attend my wedding, looks into my business, finds the foundation announcement. The story that runs Friday is not what Henry intended. Local entrepreneur creates $16 million scholarship foundation. The article mentions my family's absence at major life events, notes the timing of their sudden interest in my finances, paints a picture Henry hadn't anticipated. Comments on the article are brutal. So they ignored her for years and now want her money? Gross. Good for her for setting boundaries. That foundation sounds amazing. Where can I donate? Henry deletes all his social media by Friday afternoon. My mother makes one last attempt, posts a long Facebook rant about ungrateful children
and family betrayal. It backfires spectacularly. Former classmates, distant relatives, even some of my parents' friends comment,
Maybe if you'd gone to her wedding. She built that business herself, while you posted about Henry constantly. We always wondered why you never talked about Isabella's success. My mother deletes the post within 2 hours. Saturday morning, I'm in therapy again. They're showing you who they've always been, Patricia says. Just louder now. I know. It's just, I thought maybe there'd be remorse, some acknowledgement that they hurt me. Instead, anger that I won't fix Henry's problems with money they think I owe them. Do you owe them? No, I never did. It's just taken me 29 years to understand that. Patricia smiles. That's growth, Isabella, real growth. Sunday, the Portland Business Journal calls. They want to do a feature on the foundation. During the interview, the reporter asks, "Is your family proud of your success?" I meet her eyes. My success was built without family support. They weren't at my wedding, my graduation, or when I sold my company, but I had mentors, friends, and colleagues who believed in me. That's the family that matters. The article runs Tuesday. Headline: Self-made success creates legacy of support. It goes viral locally. Other news outlets pick it up. The foundation gets applications from 73 young women in the first week. And my family? Silent. Finally, blessedly silent. I'm standing in the Crescent Foundation studio, named after the company I sold, watching 17-year-old Maya Harrison adjust lighting for her documentary project. "Like this?" she asks. "Perfect. You're a natural." It's been a year since I sat in my parents' living room and chose myself, chose the foundation, chose boundaries. That choice has created this, a studio full of talented girls whose families overlooked them, who needed someone to believe in them, who deserved better than being called nobody. Maya finishes her project, a documentary about 3 generations of rural Oregon women. It's stunning, raw, real. She hugs me spontaneously. "You're the reason I believe I can do this." And I think of Miss Rivera, of how one person believing in you can change everything. I had the talent, I tell Maya. I just helped clear the path. Last month, I won the Community Leadership Award from the Portland Arts Center. Ethan sat in the front row, beaming. Sarah cried during my speech. Naomi stood and cheered. No empty seats, no pity, just people who chose to be there. During my acceptance speech, I said, "For years, I measured my worth by approval I couldn't earn, from people who refused to give it. Now I measure it by what we build together, by the girls who get chances they wouldn't have had, by the art that gets created when someone believes in you." Standing ovation. I haven't spoken to my parents in 14 months. Haven't heard from Henry since the failed Chronicle article, but last week I was driving home and passed them on the street. Walking. Looking older. More tired. Our eyes met for just a second. I didn't stop, didn't wave, just kept driving. And I felt nothing. No pain, no anger, just peaceful acknowledgement. They taught me what love isn't. Ethan taught me what love is. The difference matters. Tomorrow, I'm entering Maya through her festival submission. Next week, I'm presenting at a conference on supporting young artists. Next month, we're announcing 10 new scholarship recipients. My life is full of purpose, of chosen family, of work that matters. And somewhere in Charleston, there's an art teacher named Miss Rivera who has no idea she changed everything. I'm flying out to see her next month, to thank her, to tell her about the foundation named in her honor, to show her what happens when one person decides to show up for a kid everyone else overlooked. Final thought as I drive home in my Porsche that started all this: family isn't who raises you, it's who lifts you. And I've been lifted by the people who chose me, not by blood or obligation, but by genuine care and mutual respect. That's the family that matters. The family I built. The family that showed up. The empty seats at my wedding, they taught me the most important lesson. Some people will never see your worth, and that's not your failure to fix. It's their loss to live with.